Welcome everybody. Hi, it's Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Welcome to Stamping with Denise. It's good to see everybody. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to put my hand over the camera there. Let's give a second for everyone to join us, and I will, while I pull this up and share this on my page. So let's see. Here we go. How is everybody today? Hi, Linda. This weekend was daylight savings time. And so I know a lot of people have been bothered by it. But it's the good way because we get to fall back, which means we get an extra hour of sleep. So some people still, their clocks are off and things like that. But it doesn't really bother me too much. So, good morning, Chrissy. You must be, where are you at? You must maybe Europe, Australia, something like that. Please, if you like my video, share my video. Yep, Linda, you already shared it. Great. And if you're chosen, everybody who shares, and if you comment shared, I will put you in a drawing to win tonight's project. And it's a great Christmas card. I think you're going to really like it. Let me see here. You know what I'll do? I'll go ahead and put the camera up in the holder. We'll get started and I'll show you the cards we made and announce the winner from last week's video. So hang tight, everybody. Give me just a second. Let's see. Make sure that's okay. Get my cord out of the way. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm a little bit crooked here. I thought I was straight. Okay, let's see if I can get it straight. I hate it when it, nope, I went the wrong way. Doggone it. There we go. Let's try that, see if that works. Made these cards last week. Using which set did I use? What was the name of that set? I couldn't recall. Someone was saying it, and it coordinates with the Memories and More cards and anyway. But anyway, these cards are going to go out to Darlene Clark because she shared my video. And please, it's important that you comment that you shared, especially if we're not Facebook friends, because then I can't see if you shared or not. So Darlene, I'll be getting these out to you really soon, okay? Very good. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, there won't be a video next week. I'm going to be away at a conference, and I'm just not going to have time. So, no video next week. Monday, November 11th. We'll be back on the 18th, though. Ooh, the 18th is the day before my birthday. Maybe I'll have to plan something. Who knows? Okay, so tonight's about Christmas cards, okay? And I'm using probably what I think is my favorite set out of the whole catalog, and it's this it's the Brightly Gleaming suite. I think it has some of the prettiest paper that we've had in a very long time. It's got some Night of Navy. It's got copper. These are just pieces I'm pulling out of a pack here. The pretty peacock with the copper. Very vanilla. I like that one a lot. Got with the holly on the mossy meadow. Let's see what else. Sorry, these are kind of scraps because that's what I had close by. I like this a lot too. There's a couple other ones I think here that I haven't used much of. There's that with the copper, the navy, or Night of Navy and copper. So there's some really pretty colors here, very rich. So we're going to be using this stamp set. the coordinating punches. There's a 2-punch set. It's called Gleaming Ornaments, and there's one that's this shape that punches out these 2 ornaments, and then there's one that punches out that shape. So, show you a couple I made, and then we're going to get started. It's really simple. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. Let's get going here. Let's put this aside. We don't need this. Oh, and I also wanted to show you this Cling stamp set. It's a host set in the holiday catalog. It's back in the back. And it's great. It's got a lot of great Christmas sentiments in it. So we're going to use that for the inside of the card. I'm really bad with sentiments for the inside of the card. And so I saw this back there. I said, I got to grab this. Because my set that I had with sentiments is old. So we're going to put one of these in here today. But let me show you the basic idea. Use the stitched, nested framelits, the designer series paper that goes with the set. I did heat embossing with copper, heat embossing down here, a little bow, and I think it made a really, really nice card. I did another one, and this was on Very Vanilla, and I used another paper, same layout. This layout's very versatile. You can use it for so many different cards, but I just love this. If you're not familiar, these are the stitched nested labels. These are the 2 that I used for this card, the 2 frame. Oops, put them in the wrong spots. Shouldn't have. Okay, so if you've got them laid out, I used this one and that one. So everything's already cut out. We're going to do some stamping, and we're going to do some heat embossing, because if you notice that I heat embossed that with copper, and it just makes it so rich. I think it's wonderful. So the one we're going to make tonight is this one in some non-traditional colors. We use Seaside Spray on this one. And I'll tell you why. I was given this bolt of ribbon of the Seaside Spray that goes with the First Frost Suite. And I don't have that paper, but I wanted to use it on a card. And I thought, well, I'm going to do something in some non-traditional Christmas colors. And I think that just turned out gorgeous. This one is embossed in silver. So we're going to make this one tonight. I had a request to do some heat embossing, and so thought, well, this was the perfect time to do it. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to start with our base piece of paper. It's half of an 8.5 by 11, and we're going to fold this in half. And you might think that your sentiment should be the last thing you stamp, but really, when you can, I like to make it the first, and here's why. If I screw it up, I can turn my card inside out and restamp it, and then I don't have to waste anything, if you know what I mean. So like say I stamp it in here and I screw it up, I just turn it around, make this the front of my card, cover up what my mistake was, and then no big deal. So we're going to use out of that host set. This one says, wishing you a Christmas of smiles and love that will last all year. So, and this is what did I say it was called? Seaside Spray. So, make sure I got enough ink on that. Sometimes it's hard to tell. We're going to do that. I find if I put my sentiments on the block at an angle, I do better at getting it straight. If I put it on, oh, that was not good. See, there we go. Perfect example. So that'll be the front of my card. If I put it on straight, I'm trying to line the block up rather than, let me make sure here I got enough ink. I might have to ink up this ink pad. But I think we're going to be, yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me get, so this is why I like to do the sentiment first. So just flip it around, and nobody will ever know it's there unless they take your card apart. There we go, much better. Okay, put that out of the way. Yeah, those things happen. Nobody's perfect. And let me put the ink away before I put my hand in it. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and put some layers on. The first layer is this soft sea foam. I keep calling it soft sea foam. It's Seaside Spray. Gosh, I'm sure having a hard time remembering the name of that. Seaside Spray. But what I did was, because it's going to be covered up with this white layer, I actually took my piece that's going to be on the front and die cut it out of here. Nobody will, again, much like this, nobody will ever know unless they completely take it apart. And I'll have the measurements on the, under the video. I forgot to print them out, but they're just your standard, you know, a 1/4 inch difference for each layer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on first. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. And this was one of my tips a little bit ago on my page. So now I've got my white front, and I have my piece of Seaside Spray. This is out of the 6x6 in color, stacks of Designer Series paper. So when you have something like this, I like to line it. I like to adhere this first when I want these to be right to the end, so that if they're not exactly right, I can trim it up before I put it on here. But I think I've done a pretty good job, but we will see here. Because sometimes it just is like a skosh off, and if you're putting it against a contrasting background, it really does show. Now, you know, you can hardly see it, and I'll see how it looks. I really can't see it, but you know what? I think I'm going to trim it just a little bit. Or if I had to, I could put it in my paper trimmer and just, you know, take the whole edge down, and then I know it's absolutely perfect. There we go. Just took a little edge off of that. And so we'll go ahead then attach this to our card front. I think I'd mentioned we're not going to have a video next week because I will be away. But then we'll be back on November the 18th. Okay, so we're going to heat emboss on these two pieces here. Get my Stampin' Buddy out. And if you're not familiar with that, what you rub this on it's got a little bit of powder on it, and you rub it on whatever you're going to emboss on, and it takes some of the static away. And you'll see what I mean when, you know, the little specks of the little embossing powder. Let me put that out of the way here. And what we use to emboss with is Versamark. And really, it's just a clear ink, okay? So we're going to, hopefully this will all work out just right. Let me get this on here. Line that right up across the bottom. I think that's, now while you can't really see it, I mean you can see it, but you know, you still need to do something with it. So I'm gonna I'll go ahead and put my embossing powder on here, and then we'll get the heat gun out after I do the second one, but I want to go ahead and put see, you just kind of do that, and the embossing powder sticks to where the ink was. You can, and it'll look good once we get it heat embossed. Okay, that one we're done with. The next one we're going to do is the ornament. Okay. And I like putting my embossing powder in these little disposable plastic containers. It seems to make less of a mess. Okay, put this right on here. Again, you can just kind of see the reflection. Let me get that out of the way. And these little bitty spoons, these are great. I got these at one of the dollar stores. So it was a Dollar Tree, I think. It was back with their party supplies, you know, and you know, disposable flatware and things like that. Did I just write that up? I don't think I did. Okay. I'm gonna punch that out so that won't make any difference. What I am gonna do, I'm gonna take it, I have a real fine toothbrush here, and I'm going to just kind of brush away some of these little extra flakes. Because what it does when I heat it, it'll set there where it kind of scatter. Make sure we're good and covered. Something makes me think I bumped it with my container. Okay, very good. Let me cover that up because I don't want that flying everywhere. And I'm going to use my heat gun. It might be a little loud, but I do want to do it on the camera so you can see what I'm doing on the camera. Otherwise, I do it away. But if you watch that, embossing powder will turn from kind of that flat gray to a bright, shiny silver. See, there you go. See, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love heat embossing. So I'm going to do the same thing with this ornament. Now this gun gets really hot, so you do have to watch your fingers. Okay, and there we go. It's nice and shiny. Okay, so this one's done. I'm going to attach this white one to the blue one. Put that right on there. And like I said, this layout you could use with a lot of different things. I think it would be really nice with the trees from the Perfectly Plaid suite of product. Okay, now we're going to punch out the ornament. And I already know that this piece of paper is a little small for me to be able to manage it in my punch, so I've got a sticky note, like a little flag. I'm going to use as a handle to put it inside my punch. Turn the punch upside down so I can see through the window. Put it in just like that. And there you go. No problem. And it's a great use of scraps and things like that. Okay, next thing we are going to do is put some dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to put one in the middle, and I'm going to put a couple of half ones, like one right at the top and one right at the bottom. Just because I don't want them to get smashed down like in the mail or something like that. And you know what, I think I'm going to attach this to my card before I put my ornament on. Okay. You know what, that one's a little crooked. Yeah. It is. It's going to stay. You know what, this is homemade. It's not supposed to be perfect. Put that just like that. And I find that as a card maker, I tend to be more critical than the recipient is. Oh. Okay. I'm going to put this right here. We're almost done. I just love heat embossing. It's so easy, but it has such a wow factor. Last thing we have to do is put on the Seaside Spray ribbon. I just love this. It's the metallic ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch wide. There's 10 yards, tons and tons of cards you'll be able to get out of this. And we are going to just make a little simple knot and put on the top there. The nice thing about making these knots is because if you don't want that side to show, you just flip it over and do the other side. So cut that off. Turn this over like this. It may be a little short. I'm going to use a glue dot and attach it. So put the little bow right on the top, and there you go. There you go. Christmas card done in Seaside Spray. So I hope you like this card. Like I said, it was really easy. Which card do you like the best? Do you like the Seaside Spray? Do you like the one done in navy? Or do you like the one that's done in the mossy meadow? I'd like to give me a comment. Let me know which one you like the best. I don't know. I like them all, but that's okay. Please, if you share my video, comment, shared, I might be sending you this one, okay? Everybody, thanks so much. And I will see you back in 2 weeks on November 18th, okay? Take care and have a great couple of weeks. I'll miss y'all. Bye now.